The list for the top builders of 2024 are in, and there's really no surprises. Let's look at the list. It's fun to look at this kind of stuff, and hopefully we all have strategies on how to go win builder business. I'll talk about that after we look at who the top builders are. But here we go. This is from an article just published from Builder. I'm not sure what Builder is, what kind of publication it is. But we have the company, rank company, 2024 closings and units, and 2024 gross revenue. So here we go. D.R. Horton, number one, sold 93,311 units for $33.8 billion. That's a billion, B. Lennar Corp, number two, sold 80,000 units for once again, just $8 billion in revenues. Revenues are really close, units far behind. Pulte Group, with our new head of FHFA. Pulte Group, 31,000 units. So the gap between 1 and 2, and the 1 and 2 to number 3 is gigantic. Pulte sold 31,000 units, or $17.3 billion in gross revenue. NVR was number 4. You can see at 23,000 units, $10 billion, followed by Meritage Homes, did 15,611 units at $6.3 billion. SH Residential Holdings, which we'll talk about in a moment. It was the biggest mover on the list. They were outside the top 20 last year. They moved to number 6 after quite a few acquisitions. They closed 14,800 units for $8 billion. And then number 7 is KB Home, sold 14,100 units for $6.9 billion. Taylor Morrison sold almost 13,000 units for $7.8 billion. Century Communities, 11,000 homes for $4.3 billion. And Toll Brothers at 10,800 units for just over $10 billion. So there you go. That is the list, the top 10 builders. You can if you go on my LinkedIn, I did a link to this article. You can go check out I think the list 100 builders if you're curious. Now, builders have become a significant portion of the marketplace. They account for over 30% of the marketplace. It's really difficult when you want to prospect builders because they have in-house, most of the public companies have their own in-house mortgage company. They own a mortgage company, and they have really tight relationships, really tight joint ventures. If you're a real estate agent, they have on-site salespeople, low-paid salespeople. It's hard to crack into them, but there's still opportunity. I want to give up on prospecting builders. Just be really strategic about it. Understand, you're positioning yourself as a backup, meaning you're positioning yourself to do the things that their lender can't do or their real estate agent can't do. Be clear what those are. Be clear what that is, whether it's overflow or unique clients or unique products or added risk, whatever it is, or speed, whatever it is that your specialty is that they need. Just make sure that's what you're selling and that you're playing nice in the sandbox with the primary lender, meaning you're not trying to steal the primary lender's business. You're just trying to help everyone, the builder, the lender, the buyer. But let's look. I want to show you one other thing because there was one other really interesting article here, and this was a related article here, and that is from MultiFamily Dive. It's the top 10 home builders of 2025. We already looked at the top 10 home builders. That's not what's interesting. What they did is they had a couple of notes on each builder, which were interesting. You can see that SH Residential Holdings moved from number 20 to number 6 following its acquisition of MDC Holdings. But the thing I like in this article, which I'll put a link to in my LinkedIn today, so make sure you check out my LinkedIn. I like the little company fact, like D.R. Horton remains on top of the Builder 100 list for the 23rd year in a row, and has moved up to number 5 on the National Multifamily Housing Council top 25 developers list, with 4,590 units started in 2024. Its single-family build-to-rent completions are down by almost 2,000 from the previous year. But can you believe that? D.R. Horton has been number 1 for 23 years. That's incredible. And it's moving up the list on building multifamily homes, and it's building up the list on building houses built to rent. Lennar, their company facts, formerly known as Lennar Multifamily, made the top 25 developers list, number 22 with 1,628 units started in 2024. The brand sold off 2 major properties last year, 2 big properties, one to KKR, the other one to Quad Real Properties. Pulte Group, we know about Bill Pulte, is now the FHFA director. Nothing new there. NVR Operates both mortgage, settlement, and title services for buyers through its NVR Mortgage and NVR Settlement divisions, as expected. Meritage Homes has partnered with Operation Homefront's Permanent Homes for Veterans Group for 12 years, donating mortgage-free homes to military veterans. I kind of like that fact. Here's SH Residential Holdings. SH Residential Holdings 2024 acquisition of MDC Holdings was valued at $4.9 billion. The builder also operates Woodside Homes, Holt Homes, Chesmar Homes, and Hubble Homes in the U.S. Quite the conglomerate. KB, it's Dixon Trail Community in Escondido. It's the first new home development in the country to build on the Insurance Institutes for Business and Home Safety's home and neighborhood level wildfire resilience standards. KB has been a leader in both green and in conservation and in this, Insurance Institute standards. Interesting. Taylor Morrison has recently launched as Taylor Morrison's Yardley Build to Rent brand, expanded 35 communities. So they have 35 communities in Build to Rent, and their Build to Rent is really interesting. They have 15 leasing companies and 20 in progress across 9 markets, 4 states. Incredible, right? Century Communities, you get it. You get the whole thing. The one thing about Toll Brothers that I did, the last one on the top 10 list that was interesting, is Toll Brothers really is going big into apartments. They're really developing multi-family dwellings right now. So there you go. That's the top 10. Kind of fun. Not necessarily super serious. Just maybe whet your appetite to maybe stop by those communities a few more times, create a strategy. I'll put a link to at least one of the articles below. As I said, I highlighted both articles on LinkedIn today, so check out my LinkedIn. With that, I appreciate you giving me some of your time. I appreciate you checking me out. Have a great day. Thanks so much.